If I know if he stops my bread and butter, which is my best move, I'm going to go right back to number 2. And if number 2 is not there, then I got to go back to the drawing board and come up with 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's just for neutral. All right? So one thing, just philosophically speaking, when you go into a match, you got to have a game plan. If you're a big double leg guy, Willie, I know you are, obviously you're setting that up. But you got to have something that will complement that. When I say complement that, it's not that you change completely change gears and have to set something else up. It kind of, if that's not there, you switch right off to it. For example, as I mentioned, I'm a big head inside single guy. And I told you why. Because in a double leg's okay, but there's no room for error. If I'm wrestling a good guy and I take a double leg, I have no angle, head's down, bad position. If I don't set it up the way it needs to be set up, I could be doomed. So with that said, when you look at the human body, guys, just in terms of wrestling, you either attack these things, you need to stand straight up. You're either attacking these things, one or both, okay, or you're attacking this thing right here. It's like your quarterback in football. It's like an offensive team in football. If I'm having success running the ball, attacking legs, eventually that play action fake is going to kill me. Alright? Why? Because they're going to crowd, they're going to put 9 in the box, air it out now. Bam! And that's what's going to happen. The better your leg attacks become, the more this is going to open up. Why? Simply because he's going to have to adjust the stance. If I hit my single leg enough on E, again, I do it from working the head. I work the head, bam, look at that. Single leg, finish. I hit that 2, maybe 3 times in the first period. He's going to eventually have to lower his level. Do something to prevent that. Crowd the ball, put 9 guys in the box in football. You got to make the adjustment. If you don't, you're just going to get eaten alive. And that's where me being on the head will work wonders. Now, he's protecting that leg. When I go to fake that shot, that leg's coming back. Guess what? When he's coming forward, I just take my snap down, my front head, whatever presents itself. So this isn't me trying to teach you. I'm just trying to get you guys a little bit of a game plan. Know what your bread and butters are. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. Always work on your weaknesses, obviously. But most importantly, know your strengths. I know if I'm wrestling a good guy, probably more times than not, I'm going to be setting up the head inside single. If it's not there, I'm going to complement it by snapping him down, staying heavy on the head. If I don't get my go behind right away, front headlock, choke him out, hopefully it works some wonders. Just hopefully be more physical than him. Throws and all that stuff, it's probably not something you want to delve into, at least in the first period. But, I talk to coach guys, I don't care if it's a head and arm, I don't care if it's a pancake. If it's set up, anything can be effective. Okay, but the problem I run into is when one of my guys goes out in just first period. Why? Because we didn't give ourselves a chance to show who the better wrestler was. That makes any sense at all. We didn't give ourselves a chance to win a match on conditioning. Because if I'm unsuccessful hitting a throw, it's either, throw or be thrown world, man. You're either getting 5 or you're giving up 5. It's a big deficit. If we're the guy that's outworked, hopefully that's always the case. We've always outworked our opponents. We're not giving ourselves a chance to win the big match. So yeah, there's a time and place for throws and things like that, but you're either scoring by attacking legs, scoring off of his shots, or forcing him into bad shots. Those are basically the 3 ways, if you exclude all throws and everything else. But I just want us to kind of start getting a little bit of a game plan. That's not something that's going to happen right now in this room. It's going to happen when at night you're bored to death and you're ready to fall asleep and you just can't fall asleep and you start creating a little game plan here. How do I become a better wrestler? It's not a sport. I told you freshmen this. It's a martial art. Once you start looking at it from that angle, as opposed to, I play sports. I'm a high school wrestler. Sometimes I'm hesitant even calling it a sport. Because once I got to college, it wasn't a sport, it was a martial art. It was all about survival. It was all about finding creative ways to get angles on my opponents, to be tougher, out-training the next opponent. I mean, it was a martial art. And that once you start looking at it from that angle, I become more passionate about it. I'm sure you will too. Talked about MMA. MMA would not survive without wrestling. Make no mistake about it. You look at the top flight fighters, man. This is where they succeeded the most. Okay? So if you're looking to do that down the road, then that should be down the road. You need this training first and foremost. All right, we're gonna get a quick drink. We're gonna delve into some low singles. Hopefully, get into some Grammy rules before time's up. I wanted to do a little jump rope competition. Why? Because when I was watching you guys warm up, I was telling our freshmen this the other day. You can almost tell who's going to be. If I didn't know anything about Evan Satula or Nate Longo, I don't know anybody. I don't know the records. I don't know how long they've been wrestling. I'd say, can I just see one thing? I'd say, Nate, Evan, start bouncing. And the guy that's light on his feet, comfortable in his own skin, as opposed to this guy. You all know that guy, right? It's kind of funny, but it's the truth. You can tell a lot just from that wrestling dance. Comfortable, on your toes. You can tell the guy's going to be able to move. All right? I want us to get more comfortable on this mat. That said, go get a quick